Got it right there. All righty, here we go. Islam, peace and love to ye all. Happy Monday, happy Moon Day. I am Brother Shanley Mail. You already know that all is well. And there was the other appellation, bro. How do we do that thing? How's it go? What,
Braveheart,
what?
Braveheart.
Mhm.
Always fun.
Yeah. And I am here with my bro, and he is.
Peace and greetings to y'all. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hassan Ghazio Bey here in Morocco with Northwest Mexico. How are you? Welcome to our Intuition Monday for the new moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius new moon. Let's knock this out with the quickness. No flash testimonies. Islam.
I'll be getting us started off 1 through 3, 7 through 9. Brother Sign will be doing 4 through 6 and closing us out. All righty, so let me go ahead and hit the share right there. All right, and getting started, we are starting out in the Aquarius zone for the new moon, Sagittarius new moon. We are near Jaipur, India, what's now called India. All right, so we have the sun and moon in the first house at 20 degrees, 40 minutes Sagittarius. So just this new moon occurring December 13th. This is all about expanding your psyche, your mental, your personality. All these things are just being expanded. So you might just have some things revealed to you that allows you to move forward in your progress. And with that, I yield. All right, Aquarius. Now we're going to move into where you at Capricorn, next into the Capricorn zone. And we are going near Mina Al Hamadi, Kuwait. All right, and this will be occurring for the Wednesday, still December 13th. And now we have the sun and moon in the second house. So when it pertains to the finances, maybe there's some opportunities to work with, as they would say, other people's money, quote unquote. Maybe some inheritance of some sort is making itself known. Venus is ruling that Senate at 28 degrees. So there's just some things pertaining to one's home, shelter, whatever you like to call it. Things that are foreign are making changes, and it's expanding with the contracts and the people and the business partners. So maybe some are meeting some new business partners or getting in contact back with those who they used to talk to or do business with before. With that, I yield. Alrighty, now we're moving into the Sagittarius zone, and we are near Benguela, Angola. All right, we have the sun and moon now in the third house. So we're thinking about communication here. But this is just fire communication. So maybe someone's finally going off to do this long distance travel, or maybe some missionary work, as some would say. And just to be of service to yourself and humanity, we've got Virgo on the rise, Mercury ruling that. Right before Mercury goes retrograde, Mercury's in the fourth. So there's some inner communication here, maybe pertaining one's ancestral guidance, maybe receiving some of that wisdom or guidance that is needed. And with that, I yield the floor. All right, Sagittarius, let me move into the Scorpio zone.
Alrighty, so here, while this solar lunar conjunction is taking place, of course, at a degree pertaining to faith, right? 20 to 23 degrees Sagittarius is faith. So the heart and mind on the same page here, right? Heart and subconscious mind on the same page. Looks like we're in a Jupiter triplicity here. So interesting, while even in Sagittarius. However, if we're looking at this Placidus chart, Mars is ruling over this here, and Placidus for this particular Scorpio zone near Thiès, Senegal. All right, and we know Mars is clearly there in Sagittarius also, so it's in the fourth house, right? Maybe a little bit of accidental debilitation there, so to speak, in the fourth house. I guess it could be considered accidental debility, right? However, ruling over that fourth house overall, what we can really see is here the people can be very forward with their heart and subconscious mind being on the same page, being secure in their faith. What are you really focusing your mind being secure in, right? And being able to allow the subconscious mind and heart to expand actively, and maybe being exacting particularly about you know how you how you would like to be able to move forward in all your psychological endeavors. So you may find a peace here within yourself to be able to, make sure you can kind of keep things simple, simplistic, allow the inner child to enjoy that with the sun being conjunct with the moon ruling over the ascendant, right? Looks like a square is working itself between that ascendant and that fourth house cusp with Mars is ruling. So Sun and Mars being as close as they are within 7 degrees of one another just kind of lets me know when it comes to that fourth house and ascendant, those of you that are near, within the Scorpio zone, here's where you can allow yourself to actively shine with that with what you are secure and have faith in within yourself. And with that, I yield the floor. Taking place in the fifth house, right? Sun and moon conjunct there and there in the fifth house. Jupiter, of course, and still this is below the horizon, so this would still be Jupiter triplicity with Jupiter ruling. So Jupiter there in Taurus, of course, under Venus's dispositorship, Venus under Mars's dispositorship. Mars is back under Jupiter's dispositorship. So looking at this, this little dispositor energy here, it's interesting because Jupiter is nocturnally placed in a nocturnal sign, right? In a nocturnal chart. So I guess Jupiter would be ex conditione, right? It would be out of condition, right? So Jupiter being out of condition, what it may bring forth, even, for most, is maybe there's a bit of art, all right? Maybe there's a bit of self-expression that you would like to bring to the forefront. However, the self-expression will probably be something that must be abstract. Interestingly, how the moon is conjunct the sun here while ruling the ascendant, while in the last one, the sun was ruling the ascendant. It just really lets me know that when it comes to psychological endeavors, things behind the scenes, it may be some things that are uncomfortable. Values may be out of all sorts of condition, right? It's out of condition. However, Jupiter's also retrograde, right? At 6 degrees Taurus. So 6 degrees is the Virgo in degree. So even considering, a Virgo degree for Jupiter, as far as where it is within Taurus, you can just really say when it comes to our daily routine and the things that we value, we may find ourselves artistically, out of place and also being able, not within the conditions of expanding our own self-expression. So what we're doing here is just finding another way to move forward and expressing ourselves. And that is for those that are within the Libra zone. Hey, for Cabo Frio, Brazil. And with that, I yield the floor. Going into the sixth house, Sun and Moon conjunct there in the sixth house with the solar lunar conjunction happening for the Virgo zone, right? And for this particular portion for the Virgo zone near the Knoxville Corporation, Tennessee State Republic. Jupiter's ruling the sixth house here, of course, in the nocturnal chart again. So Jupiter's still a triplicity ruler, while also sign ruler. Also, what's very interesting too, South Node is technically exalted, right? In there. So if I was to look at the South Node being in Libra, Jupiter in Taurus, right? And the terms, I think, for this is this Saturn terms, I think it's Saturn terms, if I'm not mistaken, for this here. So just to kind of add that in with my testimonies and just kind of looking at these things here. But what I just really am thinking that we must actively share that, if it's something that we studied, something that, we would like to have published, or go back into some notes that we would like to expound upon and sharing with others, right? And really bringing that to the forefront. Probably allowing ourselves to communicate and relate the details that are necessary when it comes to, maybe even producing a more secure situation to be able to balance things learned from the past, while also at the same time, having a bit of accidental dignity, sort of, kind of, so to speak. As far as Saturn rule in the ninth house, right? But it's not really an accidental dignity at all. Just kind of making fun of it. But, just looking at the fact that this sun and moon with the energy that it has, and moon still ruling the ascendant even here and the second house also. I think there's just a balance that is being recognized where one will be able to, appreciate some things from the past, even if it was a study, maybe things from a daily routine in the past, things that was able to allow you to balance and look for certain other things where at the end of the day, you may find some old art, some old studying. Maybe it was a book, a scrapbook or a sketchbook from some time ago. And it is 9 times out of 10 is bringing you closure. It's really allowing you to be comfortable further in facilitating some things that may appear new to you or different from how you're used to expressing yourself. And this is just, being able to kind of meet what is necessary. Because very interestingly, when Mercury is almost at its retrograde point. It goes retrograde at 8 degrees Capricorn 29 minutes. So I think that's interesting too, to even look at the fact that the South Node is being ruled out. Because I'm analyzing Jupiter, South Node, and Saturn. Alrighty. While looking at the sun and moon, where they are as far as in the sign of Sagittarius. So looking to Jupiter, Saturn, and South Nodes, making me also look to Mercury and Mars at the same time. And just kind of hodgepodging that, I just know that, there is a means to really thoroughly structure inward expansion while really kind of ready to reanalyze, some things that we've already recorded from our past and being able to allow that recording and looking into the details of those recordings to help us in further getting balance and getting our hearts and subconscious mind on the same page. And with that, I yield the floor to our beloved brother in whom we're well pleased, Brother Sean Ali Mount Islam.
Alrighty, here we go for the Leo zone. All right, we are near what's termed Cave Junction, Oregon. We've got the sun and moon in the 7th house. All right, in the house of partnerships, relationships, and contracts. And as Brother San mentioned, this is dealing with faith. So this is faith in the unknown. But also possibly some things are coming to light. Maybe there are like some challenges that one has been ignoring or suppressing. And now these internal dialogue and challenges are now being surfaced on the outer, but it's only for one to truly acknowledge and relate those things that have been suppressed, that have been hidden, that might allow you to move forward on a more clearer path, more excited path for yourself. With that energy, we've got Gemini on the rise. We got Mercury rolling that from the 8th. So when it just comes to the beauty of finances and properly using one's will and communication skills, just being grounded and rooted in the foundation of whatever it is that you are seeking to communicate will assist you in that, while assisting others to be secure within themselves. I will say with that, and with that, I yield for the Leo zone. All right, let's go back to the Cancer zone. All right, looks like we are near Dillingham, Alaska. All right, we now have the sun and the moon in the 8th house. All right. Again, the Scorpion degree, and Mars is at an Arian degree, but in Sagittarius, so it's kind of got like some plus dignity there, right? And actually, the sun and moon is trine the ascendant. So yeah, there's just some harmony here when it comes to the things that are unknown, or maybe some joint ventures here, and just what you can see for yourself. With that energy, the sun is at 22 Aries, so it's back to Capricorn. So it's just working with the fiery energies within yourself. Right. Let's see, where is Jupiter? It's in the 1st. So there's just, once again, it's back to service and health. It's internally expanded upon the things that ye see fit in your life, and how can ye express your beauty to the world, right? And then how the world takes that is upon them. With that, I shall yield. And finally, let's see, Cancer. Where are you at, Gemini? All right, for the Gemini zone, got the sun, pardon me, in one of his favorite houses where he's feeling good at in the 9th. and we are near Satawa, Western Samoa. All right, with the sun and moon in the ninth. So this is the luminaries, the intuition and the ego or the personality here at oneness. So setting out plans for this Sagittarius season. So even just looking back at when there was the new moon in Gemini, what were your intentions for then? So maybe backtrack and check your journal and see what you were doing back during Gemini season around that new moon and see what things have revealed themselves to your eye, quote unquote, manifest, as some would say. And then how are you really reflecting on just your inner value and the value of others or the values of the partnership, and just making the necessary changes and adjustments, and now kind of finishing up any projects or communications as Mercury is about to enter that retrograde. Probably think that's the same day, the 13th, later on that degree that day. So just pay attention to your thoughts and what's revealing themselves, what's really coming up for you, or even if it's, as I would say, people from the past, quote unquote, or situations of thoughts, just taking note and having faith that all is well. And with that, I yieldeth the floor. All right. So take us to the Taurus zone.
Alrighty, so we're here in house 10. Alrighty, solar lunar conjunction happening in house 10. Of course, Jupiter's ruling that from the third house. Alrighty, Venus ruling over that in the ninth. And of course, Mars being ruled by Jupiter, which is being ruled by Venus, which is being ruled by Mars. Mars is there in the 10th also. So just looking at that triangulation of dispositorship of Saturn ruling the ascendant. For the Taurus zone, for Wabo Nauru, just allow certain delays, right? Sudden changes you're looking to definitely make, just let these sudden changes that you're expecting to take place, if there's a delay or something that you only really dreamed about, and now you're looking to see how to really implement it amongst your peers or even pertaining to your career, sun being in its own triplicity and as the sun is above the horizon, right? What I can, actually look at to say here, what we have is means to really have the core and the center pertaining to one's indulgence, probably in, some type of communication, right? Maybe you're always texting, maybe you're, superfluously speaking on the phone. And what I'm actually thinking is what would be best here is to 9 times out of 10 probably hone in on the beauty of using this device for study. If you're speaking on the phone, maybe find ways of utilizing the devices that you're using or being on the phone as a means to kind of see the beauty in doing things outside of your normal routine. So maybe you're trying to get used to also, some type of electronic, maybe some new app you're trying to get used to also. Maybe you want to kind of get the know-how on how people are utilizing, certain apps to communicate or do certain types of publishing. So you're really having your mind go around that. You may feel there's a bit of a delay, but you like to incorporate it in what you do for your career. So, stick with it. Allow the discipline to settle in so you can be able to manifest and have closure with that. With that, I yield the floor. So we're moving on to the Aries zone. However, in the 11th house, with the sun and moon in the 11th house here within the Aries zone, all right, near Helen Island, Palau. Here, Mars in Sagittarius is ruling over, sun and moon and itself, of course, here. So this is where we can be able to really nurture and foster, sharing information, being able to share what's on our heart and our subconscious mind, being able to take on something new in our studies. Maybe it's a new concept that we're looking at, maybe something pertaining to law. Maybe it's a report that we have to do based on some studies that we've done. Maybe we're really seeking to have a communication where we can relate to more people or relate to others. So that being said, how we can do this is being able to find ways of, facilitating broadcast communications, so to speak, whether you're doing it through television, internet, or podcast, whatever the case may be, however you do it. All righty. This is where you will find a newness of a topic in world affairs. However, you may find a solidification and a footing there to be able to actively nurture the conversation. You'll be really active at it and can be really put yourself at the forefront of it too. So make sure you guys within the Aries zone take advantage of that. After sunrise, you will see the sun and moon, obviously, in the 12th house. All right. And this is the Pisces zone. All right. So in the Virgo zone, it was in the 6th house. In the Pisces zone, it's there in the 12th, right? So just after sunrise for Sakom Nakhon, Thailand, right? And of course, 13th December 2023 is when it's happening. Just 32 minutes and 2 seconds after 0600 hours for that particular time zone, right? US Z6, right? So with that, what we're actually seeing here may need some closure, and maybe that closure is taking place. Maybe we've come to a point where we have come to the fullness of something, and now we see it's time to graduate. All right, and that the closure pertaining to graduation will allow us to actively bring some values, forward. Maybe there's some things that we didn't see about ourselves. It's like, I didn't look at it like this. I didn't know I could handle it like this. I handle it this way. So now you're able to utilize things that you've learned from something prior and previous. And now what you can do is really balance the next level by not forgetting what you've learned. However, being able to incorporate it in the next level after wherever you are. Let's say you're really great at looking at a concept pertaining to art with pencil. Now you're ready to graduate the ideas that you've learned and values and principles with drawing in pencil. You want to now incorporate that with color pencils or water colors. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I want to incorporate this or some other type of painting, maybe, or pastels. So this is what you will not forget is certain things that you've learned with another medium of getting things done, and then incorporating that previous medium with this new medium that ye are seeking to exercise. And with that, I yield the floor to our beloved brother in whom well pleased, Brother Shanalee. Now, bro, let's close on up.
Islam. Gratitude, people, for joining us, or for those that will join us and watch this in the future, right? Thank ye all. Check us out Wednesdays when we're back for our 7-day tropical medical astro weather report, and then Fridays impromptu improv. So thank ye all, and then Saturdays astro concept discussion, and then Sunday is back to AstroCivics Sunday. So we will see you all when you join us, and we thank ye all for your time. Islam, peace and love to ye all. Anything else the bro wanted to add before we close
Brother
out?
Tyro says, peace and love, everyone. Peace and love to you also. Islam, Brother Tyro. So I guess on behalf of Seven Hill, sorry, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, that's Brother Shanalee now, right? Brother Shanalee now, that way. Hold on. There he is, right?
Which way it is?
Brother Shanalee now, right? Brother Terrell Tamari Bay, Brother Corey Bay, and Brother Armalava Bay. That's where we say to you all, we love you all. Rest and recharge well. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, 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 y'all.